Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. So as per usual, the timestamps will be in the description bar below as well as the comments. So let's just get started here. Okay, so starting off with Aries, the person on your mind, their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Two of Pentacles. Seems to me, Aries, that there's a bit of an indecisive energy in this person's feelings with the Two of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. It's like they want to pour into something. It could even be an energy of wanting to spend more time with you or take you out, but there is a little bit of an indecisive energy here. Now, if this is not about indecision, it could just be someone who is trying to make time for something that they desire. So, you know, something pertaining to this connection, maybe a plan or a goal that they have in mind, but they are feeling like they have a lot on their plate. Like the Two of Pentacles could be when you're just trying to, you feel like you have a lot on your plate and you're just trying to maintain it all. Okay. Okay. So we have the Death card and the Emperor. Some of you could be connecting with the Scorpio. I see someone who's trying to accept a change, okay, with the Death card, but there's also something very empowering about this change, or they feel like they have the ability to do something differently. They feel like they have some sort of control in this situation. I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing. It's almost like something changing or something coming to an end. So they're like, okay, that needed to happen in order for me to make room for something new or do something or approach something in a new way. Okay, this could be someone who is viewing you as a little bit difficult to read this week. Maybe you're not maybe you're not communicating with them, or it's kind of like a poker face energy. Can't really put their finger on how you feel. The Death card is also letting me know that there's something that this person's feeling very, very nostalgic about. Something of the past, something that is no more, right? Whether it's there has been a shift in this dynamic, right? Whether it's you're actually not speaking to this person in the current moment, and so they're, being reminded of you or reminded of memories that you guys share. It's a very nostalgic energy that's coming through here. The Ten of Wands. Yeah. There could have been something that began to feel very, very draining when it comes to this connection here, because with the Ten of Wands, that's someone starting to realize that either things were beginning to feel one-sided, or they feel like there's something here that was very hard for the both of you to overcome. And the Ten of Wands could be, yes, completion, something coming to an end, which I already acknowledged, but it could also be someone who is thinking about, taking accountability or doing something to change the current dynamic, but they feel like it would take a lot of work to change, the current dynamic here. It's like this person is aware it's not going to be like a walk in the park. The Death card is being clarified by the Four of Wands. Yeah. So this is an energy of wanting reconciliation. This is an energy of saying, okay, I do want to come together with you. I do have love for you. But with the Emperor as well as the Ten of Wands, they're also being very realistic in terms of what it's going to take to get to a point of even being able to reconcile here. So they feel what shifted or what changed between the both of you was pretty severe. And, it is an energy of, yes, I want to come back around or I want to reconcile with you. But like I said, the Ten of Wands is when there's a lot of work to do. So you may feel like you are in some sort of a separation with this person, but you're also analyzing the situation this week and feeling like, is this something where we could reverse the effects of what has happened, or is this too far gone? Because I do see that this is someone who is definitely, questioning whether they will be able to reconcile with you. Yes, they want to, But when they look at things from a realistic point of view, there is an energy of there's so much work that I have to do, or there's so much that we have to get through, where a part of them feels like it's far-fetched. The Five of Swords, they're very mentally conflicted. I feel like this person is going back and forth about you and this connection, in their mind this week. And Five of Swords is not just thinking about something, in a repetitive manner. It's also an energy of feeling very conflicted. Did I make the right decisions? Could I have done something differently? Is there something more that I can do? And if so, how am I going to go about it? So this is someone who's being bombarded with so many different thoughts. And there's something here specifically where when they think of the connection that they have with you, it causes them to feel uneasy. Whether it's revisiting a past event, whether it's something that they did not communicate to you, there's something in particular that is coming to mind for this person when they think of you or the connection that you guys share. And again, it's causing them to feel uneasy. We have the Ace of Swords. When I look at this Ace of Swords, at least the Ace of Swords in this deck, it's like an energy of, yes, this person may have communicated their side of something or their perspective, but they feel like there's so much more that they want to reveal to you. There's so much more that they're feeling. There's so much more that they're thinking. And more importantly, there's so much more that's still impacting them on a mental level, because that's what the Swords energy touches on. So with the Ace of Swords, I feel like this person really wants to have a conversation with you where they're able to be completely truthful, or there's something here that they did not communicate to you with the Five of Swords and the Ace of Swords, and they feel that they would feel a lot better if they were to get that off their chest. It's like they're viewing you as knowing the story, but not knowing something entirely, almost to the point where they may even feel like they owe you an explanation. Because again, this is associated with a very uneasy feeling, is what I'm picking up on intuitively. I want to communicate this to Aries. I feel like I would be in a better space if I were to, just reveal this to Aries kind of energy. And then we have the Judgment. Wow. The Death card and the Judgment in the same spread kind of tells me all I need to know. Not only am I seeing that there has been a shift here, there's going to be a shift moving forward because of what this person is going through internally. There's something that they're unable to let go of when it comes to the connection with you, because they feel like there was no solution to it. So it's like an unresolved matter, and it's continuously coming up for them this week. Hence we have the Five of Swords. Hence why we have the Five of Swords in the middle of the spread there. And with the Judgment, it's like they're waking up to something here. Okay, this is what I need to confess, or this is what I need to say. This is what I need to do. And the Judgment is usually when something is hitting you full throttle, where you're not able to, just turn your back towards it or run from it. So even if there was an avoidant energy in the past, I see a conversation, on the horizon here. King of Cups could even be someone who is responding to something in a much more emotionally mature way than they have in the past. With the Five of Swords and the King of Cups, this person could be apologizing or telling you that they wish they communicated something in a better way. Even if it's just the tone that they used or maybe their delivery, the King of Cups is like them taking accountability for something that they feel like was insensitive in a way. And I also feel like this is someone who is handling something much more maturely this time around than maybe in comparison to how they have in the past, the Empress. And I think the reason for them coming back around, or at least communicating or getting something off their chest, is because they still see some sort of potential with you. For others of you, the Empress could let me know that there is something here that you and this person, have together. Maybe there's an energy of feeling tied together, whether it's assets. Maybe you guys have children together. Maybe it's just the history and the memories, right? But this person feels like they have built something with you, or they have birthed something with you, and it's difficult for them to give up on, is what I'm sensing. Okay? So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the Star card on the bottom of the deck. Some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius. And we have the Sun card, Leo energy as well. Some sort of realization that this person is having. It could even feel pretty healing here with the Star card and the Sun card. It's like some sort of information that's being revealed, or something that is beginning to make sense for this person. But I see it as good news, or some sort of clarity that is helping them heal in a way as well with the Star card. The Star card and the Sun card could also be someone who's very focused on you. There could be a little bit more of a heavy fixation on you this week. And these two cards could also be symbolic for someone being in the public eye or possibly receiving a lot of attention. Okay. How is this person feeling about Taurus? Okay. The Chariot. Some of you could be thinking of a Cancer, and we have the King of Swords. This person feels like something is progressing much more quickly than they anticipated it to. So but then there's like this realistic approach where they're trying not to get ahead of themselves, because a Chariot is usually progress. It could be progress after some form of acceptance, but then you have the King of Swords, which is a very realistic energy, or just trying to be logical about a situation here. So this person may feel like, okay, the pro here is things, you know, picking up the pace between Taurus and I, but there's something here I need to know, or there's something here where I need to be more realistic and grounded this time around with the King of Swords here. This could also just be letting me know that there's something that feels very on and off about this connection, or there's constantly some sort of a pause or a break, right? Maybe even delays for some of you. The Wheel of Fortune. So this is like a much needed change is what this person feels, or they're starting to feel more courageous and positive about moving forward with you in this connection. There could be some sort of a weight that has been lifted off of this person's shoulders. There could be some sort of a responsibility that they no longer feel entitled to or responsible for. But there's a strong energy of things are finally changing, things are finally moving, but I need to be grounded, or I need to be realistic. The Knight of Cups. This is someone who admires you. I think they have very deep emotions for you as well. And the Knight of Cups could also be symbolic for like an emotional confession. So this could be someone that you're conversing with this week, but they're actually opening up about how they feel towards you. When this person opens up to you, or when they, you know, speak about their feelings, you may have a question of, are they able to follow through on what they're saying? Because a Knight of Cups could be a very charming energy. It could be someone who's really good with their words, but there's something here where, you know, you may have a hunch that something feels a bit inconsistent when it comes to this person. So it could be you trying to figure out, is this person going to follow through on the things that they're saying they're going to do? Or is this someone who's going to be able to maintain the energy that they're coming in with? The Eight of Wands. I see a lot of back and forth communication. This is something that's making this person very happy. And it seems to me that it's someone who's like really looking forward to speaking to you, but maybe they're containing their excitement in a way as well with that King of Swords energy. So if you find that this person is, you know, maybe they don't seem like their usual self, or they seem a little more serious than usual, it's because they're trying to take more of a logical approach towards you. But there is a lot of love and admiration and excitement behind that. But I do feel like it's contained in a way with that Eight of Wands and King of Swords energy. But they're really looking forward to communicating with you. Chariot, Wheel of Fortune, and the Eight of Wands is usually some sort of fast progress that, you know, makes you very happy. Some sort of fast progress that you're very, very passionate about. Temperance. This person feels at peace with you. Some of you could be dealing with the Sagittarius. It's like two very beautiful energies coming together, right? But it's also two very different energies coming together in a beautiful way. So there may be some sort of differences that are being highlighted for this person when it comes to, you know, connecting with you, or in some cases reconnecting with you this week. But I strongly feel like they are still wanting to work together with you. They don't really see that as a block, or see that as something that you guys are, like, they don't see it as a negative or a con here in this situation. I'm also feeling with the Eight of Wands and Temperance strongly that there's going to be a conversation that takes place where it's very healing for this person. It may even be very healing for you, because I feel like this conversation, it's you know, happening on both sides, right? I don't really see it as being a one-sided conversation, or someone who's just coming in to confess. It's someone who's trying to understand you as well, and your perspective on things, and maybe even just how you're feeling in the current moment here. But I do see some sort of a healing conversation taking place Five of Pentacles. This could be someone who feels like they were an outsider in your life for some time. They could feel like there was a lack of communication between the both of you. And I'm specifically getting, now this is not going to resonate with all of you, but this could be someone who, you know, is like a caregiver, or there's someone in their life, maybe a family member or a friend that they had to take care of here, and it could have impacted them in a financial way. So they may have not felt as ready to communicate with you, or, you know, develop something with you. 10 of Pentacles, wow. So wanting a commitment, there definitely has been a shift in this person's personal life, which is encouraging them to come forward or work something out with you. And what they're working towards is stability. And I see like a conversation leading to just like fast progress, or things picking up the pace much more quickly than you thought they would. 7 of Swords. Let's see, what's a 7 of Swords? 6 of Pentacles. This could even be someone who you feel like you did not have their undivided attention in the past here. 7 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles is also, it could be an energy of someone using some sort of strategy to have something work out the way that they wanted to. I don't necessarily see it as a negative thing, but 6 of Pentacles, again, I did touch on this person being, you know, having some sort of responsibility, or maybe needing to take care of someone even, like a family member or a friend financially. So I do see them balancing kind of two things out at once. What's the 6 of Pentacles? The Devil and the Knight of Pentacles. So they're slowly moving away from what impacted this connection in the past. The Devil could be multiple things, guys. It could be another person in the situation, a responsibility that this person had where it was constantly in the way of them, you know, developing something with you. It could be addictions, you know, bad habits, you know, a negative way of thinking, like a thinking pattern, a case of self-sabotage. But I do see with the Devil as well as the Knight of Pentacles here, they're slowly moving away from something that is, you know, that has not been serving them, but it's causing them to feel more stable. And the more stable that they feel, the closer that they feel to you, or they feel they can be closer to you. It's like I'm slowly getting on the same page as Taurus, or I'm slowly feeling like I'm able to be enough, or I feel like I'm doing enough in order to be in a stable commitment here. But this could have very much been a very difficult connection in the past, or someone who was actively going through something or struggling with a situation that was very difficult for them to detach from, or move out of, if you will. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the 3 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and then we have the Judgment. The pain that someone is enduring is also illuminating something very important about this connection to them. You know, with the 3 of Swords, I definitely feel like there's some sort of pain this person is enduring this week. It could even be someone who feels very torn about this situation. But with the Judgment, it's like that pain is leading to some sort of a realization, or some sort of clarity that was maybe not visible to them while connecting with you or during the course of the bond here. You guys could be dealing with a Scorpio, potentially an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini like yourself. How's this person feeling about Gemini? Okay. The Strength card, some of you could be dealing with the Leo, and the 6 of Swords. Moving away from a connection or letting go of this connection is something that feels so difficult for this person here. Strength card does touch on a very held back energy, but it is also associated with very deep emotion, right? Something that could, you know, or you feel like it's the right thing to do, but it requires a lot of discipline to do that very thing, right? And the following card being the 6 of Swords and their feelings, it's like they're trying to move away from this connection, or they're trying to let go of, you know, some sort of thoughts when it comes to you, but it feels very, very difficult for them to do. It's like I need to, refrain from speaking to Gemini, or I need to, move on because this connection is over. It's there's something here that they're telling themselves, but it also feels so difficult to do. They may even feel like they're, very sad, or they feel torn, but they're doing something to like numb their emotions, with the Strength card being the first card in their feelings here. And Six of Swords could be moving away from, something kind of like on a mental level, so letting go of some sort of negative thoughts, or letting go of revisiting a situation that is no longer serving them, or it could quite literally be like physically relocating. The Chariot. Some of you could be dealing with the Cancer. Yeah, it's like there is a part of this person that feels like they need to accept what has happened and move on. But even if it's someone that you're not connecting with, like this week, they're thinking about you very heavily this week, that they're really impacted by, the lack of communication, or the lack of, connection here between the both of you. But it may be something that you're not expecting, or you're not viewing this person as someone who's impacted by it, because they're moving forward, or it seems like their back is turned towards a situation. But what I see is someone who's not showing you how much a separation, or having to let go of you, or this connection is impacting them. There's like a shield, or there's some sort of a mask with that Strength card there. The King of Wands. You could be dealing with the fire sign. This is someone who still feels very connected to you, attracted to you. The attraction's here, the passion is here, right? But also with the King of Wands, I'm strongly getting, and the Strength card, they're holding back, right? They're passionate, they're still fixated on you, but they're like, the right thing to do is move forward, or the right thing to do is give Gemini some space. Not for all of you is it going to be that you're going through, a severe ending. Maybe it's just disconnecting for a while. But in the current energy, I see someone who is telling themselves, I need to remain held back, or I need to continue moving forward. And this is very difficult for me to do because of the way that I feel about Gemini, or the fact that I still feel deeply towards them. So even when they're backtracking, right, or even when they're keeping tabs on you, that is not something that they're, that's aware to, or that you're aware of, because they're not making it visible to you. It's a very hidden or discreet energy here. Eight of Wands. They really want to communicate, but they feel like the distance between the both of you, it's almost a question of, what do I say now? When they analyze this connection, Gemini, they can feel like a lot has been said and done, and they're at the point of like, what can I really say or do at this point to have a turn of events? Sorry guys, I didn't realize that it stopped recording, but they're having a hard time figuring out what they can possibly do or say at this point to have a turn of events with you. Ten of Swords. Feeling very broken, feeling some sort of a void. And I'm getting an image of someone like packing boxes and moving out. So maybe you guys were living together. Maybe you guys live near each other. But someone like this person could be moving or relocating quite literally. And really, like, even when I'm looking at the image on the card of the Ten of Swords, it's like someone who feels like everything has been said and done. What do I do now? I'm hurt. I'm torn. But what is there left for me to do to change the current circumstances? Five of Pentacles. Definitely feeling a void. There's a very empty, nostalgic, and kind of like a sad feeling here in their emotions this week. But I'm also getting an energy of, I need to mask that, or I don't want that to show on the outside. They feel like the right thing to do is accept an ending, or accept things for what they are and move forward. But a part of them is still feeling, or acknowledging their emotions towards you. A part of them is still attached to the past with you in a way. Ace of Swords. They want to bring you some sort of clarity. There may be something where this person feels like you don't know the entirety of their story, or they told you something, but they only told you about that very thing to an extent. Because in the Ace of Swords in this deck, I do see it as some sort of clarity, but, also there's something here that's hidden, right? There's something here that's below the surface that this person may want to communicate as well. Ace of Cups. It's the Ace of Cups. The King of Swords. Yeah, you have someone who's in between worlds. They want to bring you clarity, okay? There is a part of them that's like, okay, I want to tell you what I have not told you, or there's something here that I'm thinking about and I want to get it off my chest. But They also feel like they need to let this go and move forward. They may even feel like they're creating some sort of a block for you. Ace of Cups and King of Swords could be where this person feels you're having a new beginning elsewhere, or you are at the point of, you've moved on. You're not as focused or you're not as invested. So it's like a part of them is thinking about you and wanting to reconnect, but then they also feel like it's not really realistic. They don't feel like there's anything they can say or do to change your mind here. They feel like they have to accept what has happened and move forward. You may be handling the situation much better than they are, or so that's how they feel. But there's also this very held back energy of, I don't want to show you how I feel, or I'm masking my true emotions here. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups and the Strength card. You could be dealing with a Leo. But the Two of Cups and the Strength card, kind of an interesting message coming through for you, Cancer. I feel like the person on your mind, they feel very connected to you. They feel very deeply towards you. But this may be someone who struggles when it comes to emotional intimacy, or they're struggling with opening up about their feelings, even if it's specifically this week. It almost seems to me someone admires you or feels very deeply towards you, but you don't know the depths of their emotions, because that is not something that they're, opening up about, or that is something that they're kind of like keeping to themselves. How is this person feeling about Cancer? Someone could also be trying to figure out why they feel so drawn to you. Okay, I'm picking up on that intuitively. Okay. Four of Cups and the Two of Swords. They feel like there's something here that feels very stagnant about this connection. The Four of Cups and the Two of Swords could be someone who feels like, yes, I'm thinking about Cancer quite a bit. Yes, I am thinking about the connection, but I don't feel like anything is happening between Cancer and I. And so that could be something where, furthermore with the Two of Swords, they're like, where is this connection headed? What's going to happen next? Two of Swords is a lack of clarity. It could also be someone who's struggling to see the end goal or the bigger picture here. And with the Four of Cups, it's because they feel something is not progressing the way that they want it to in the current moment, or there's more dreaming and fantasizing going on instead of actually approaching and connecting here. Because the Four of Cups could be this very dreamy kind of energy, but it's not the most action-oriented energy. Okay, the Four of Cups could also be someone who, there's something here that's causing them to feel impatient or grow impatient. And there may even be an energy of this person trying to figure you out, figure out how you feel, but they're pretty confused. Because the Four of Cups could be someone who is wondering, is Cancer interested in me? Is Cancer taking a liking towards me? How does Cancer feel towards me? But they're not really sure, because with the Two of Swords, again, lack of clarity, confusion. Ten of Cups. This is someone who feels like they would be very, very happy with you. This is someone who feels very fulfilled when they are connecting with you, or there is an energy of, okay, I feel like a connection could work, or I feel like Cancer is someone that I want to commit to. But there's a lot of questions when it comes to your emotions as well. That's what I see in their feelings. So whether it's you're connecting with this person, but you haven't really made your emotions clear, maybe you're not connecting with this person or communicating with them at all, but there's a lot of confusion when it comes to, how does Cancer feel about me? Are Cancer and I on the same page here? Okay. So the Four of Cups is being clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. This could be someone who is in another situation, or there's something here that they feel entitled to. Ten of Pentacles could be, a commitment, right? It could be someone who, it could be something to do with their finances, their stability, but there could be something that they're involved in actively, but they also feel like they don't want to be, involved in that very thing. I'm also getting here with the Four of Cups and Ten of Pentacles, Cancer. There may be someone else in your energy. There may be something that you're entertaining, and someone is hoping that you're no longer entertaining that very thing. It's like this is someone who's very curious about what you're giving your energy to, and or in this case, and I say this with complete transparency, who you're giving your energy to. And there could be an energy of like waiting for you to, let go of something, waiting for you to maybe release yourself from, a situation. I could read it both ways. And then we have the Five of Cups. This is someone who's really missing you. Two of Swords being clarified by the Five of Cups. There's something here where the way that things transpired between the both of you in the past, this person still has a lot of questions. There's a lack of clarity when they think about the past. Something doesn't really make sense to them. So it could be that they want to bring that up or have a conversation about that. And Five of Cups is also a level of disappointment. It's a bit of a shoulda, woulda, coulda energy, right? Maybe I could have said this, or that would have changed the situation, or maybe I could have handled this in a different way. There's a lot of disappointment, but also regret for possibly the way that things were handled in the past. Temperance. This person feels very at peace with you. Some of you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. But I'm strongly getting someone who feels very at peace with you, someone who feels a sense of security when you guys are connecting. But on the flip side, they don't feel that sense of security when it comes to the reality of the situation. Whether it's because there's an energy here that feels entitled to another situation, or whether there's an energy here who is really struggling to open up emotionally. Right? And I did say as we open the spread, this is someone who does admire you, who does have deep emotions for you, but it's very hidden, or it's very discreet. Eight of Pentacles. This may be someone who kind of buries their self in work to distract themselves from this connection, especially because they feel like it's not progressing the way that they want it to. And Eight of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles could either be a commitment that requires them to be there for someone financially, or just a financial commitment where it's like maybe this person works 2 jobs. Maybe they just have a lot of responsibilities when it comes to their stability. Something takes up a lot of their time when it comes to their finances here is what I'm picking up on. The Chariot. This person could feel like you're moving on from the past, or you're trying your best to accept things for what they are. And they see some sort of growth in you as well, like possibly the way that you're handling this situation now in comparison to maybe how you have handled things with them in the past. And the Temperance is being clarified by the Hermit. It's like this person this week, they're trying to figure you out, but they feel like they can't. They feel they are a bit confused. This is someone who's keeping to themselves, but they're continuing to think about you. They do feel connected to you, but there's either a lot on this person's plate, or there's some sort of a situation that they feel very entitled to. And this is like either, like something financially, like workplace, their career, or maybe even something that they're working towards, if it's not, a situation that they're in the current moment. And it's like, I want to reconnect with Cancer, but I don't know how Cancer feels. But then there's also an energy of having a tough time with opening up to you, right? Someone who feels like they're thinking about the situation, but something's not progressing the way that it should. So really it's a question of, do I just leave it alone and allow things to unfold when they do, or if they do, or do I actively do something? And then when it comes to expressing how they feel towards you, I did say that I'm strongly getting that this is someone who struggles when it comes to being, when it comes to emotional intimacy, or just opening up their heart. And I also feel, guys, like this could be a week where this person's being very hard on themselves, or they're assuming the worst case scenario, with that Four of Cups being the first card in their feelings. That could even be someone who feels a bit of rejection in a way also. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Leo. Okay, Leo, so let's see the person on your mind and the current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius, and we also have the Lovers, Gemini energy. Definitely see it as someone who feels connected to you with the Lovers, but I could read this 2 ways. Either they have some sort of suspicion, or there's some sort of a suspicious energy when it comes to this connection here, or it's someone who feels, you know, very deeply towards you, but they're being very strategic in their approach. Like there's something that they're not being transparent about, or there's a bit of a discreet energy when it comes to moving towards you, or, you know, offering you something. A bit of a hidden energy, yeah, is the best way for me to describe it. Okay, let's see. Okay. So we have the Page of Cups, the Temperance. Some of you could be dealing with the Sagittarius. Yeah, it's like someone really admires you. It could even be an energy of like watching you from afar, formulating a message, or thinking about how to approach you. But there's a bit of a hidden energy, or I guess like a discreet energy is the best way for me to explain it. That's what I'm picking up on intuitively. There could even be an incoming message with the Page of Cups where this person is reaching out to you, more specifically like an emotional confession. And the Temperance could be something that feels very smooth sailing, or a conversation that kind of just flows. Like this is someone who feels connected to you because they also feel like nothing feels forced between the both of you. Seven of Cups. You did see the Seven of Swords. You may be newly connecting with someone where the both of you are still like keeping your options open, or there's a bit of a, I don't want to say an indecisive energy. I see someone connecting with you, but there may be other energies in the picture. Like the Seven of Cups could be keeping your options open, or kind of just not putting all your eggs in one basket. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. But I'm also getting that this could be someone who's kind of wondering where, you know, what you're focused on, or what you are looking for moving forward, because that does boil down to emotional confusion. It could even be read as like mixed signals. So this could be someone who's trying to figure you out, but they feel maybe some days they have it all figured out, and they feel like you guys are on the same page, and other days they feel really confused, or they don't know where the both of you stand when it comes to each other or this connection that you guys share. It almost seems to me that someone is falling for you, but they're not making a firm decision because they're unsure of where you stand. It's an energy of like decoding you, if you will, or like trying to figure you out. The Tower. So there's an unexpected confession here when it comes to their emotions towards you. Even if this is someone that you're conversing with, possibly you don't expect them to tell you how they feel. Or even if you know that they're taking a liking towards you, maybe you don't expect them to, you know, explain like the depths of their emotions, or you didn't expect them to fall, you know, deeply for you, or develop feelings so quickly. Like there's something that feels very unexpected, or it feels like you weren't prepared for that. This could also be someone who is confessing their emotions to you, but it's very impulsive. Like it's something they feel and they do in the spur of the moment. This could be someone who feels like if they think about it too much, they're not going to end up confessing. Two of Cups. Yep. This is someone who feels like they're in love with you. There's a lot of attraction here. There's also a very deep connection that they feel. But with the Seven of Cups, it's like, are we on the same page? Do we want the same things? And you may have someone who is a little bit scared to fully invest just because of the uncertainty in the current moment. So whether it's because you guys are newly connecting, whether it's you guys have been connecting for some time, but maybe something about this connection doesn't feel stable. It's like they're not allowing themselves to fall for you completely for some reason this week. The Three of Cups. The Seven of Cups. There could be another energy in the picture here, or this could also just be read as, with the Three of Cups, like someone who feels they have a great time with you and you guys have a lot of fun together, but they want this to become something more. This could even be someone who feels like this connection was very lighthearted and they didn't expect to fall for you on a deeper level. But they're wanting something more now, but it's also instilling a bit of fear in them. Kind of like, what if this doesn't work out? Or what if Leo and I are not on the same page? I also see it as someone who's afraid to ruin the current dynamic. Like this person could be wondering, if I confess how I feel or what I want moving forward, is it going to ruin me where Leo and I currently stand? And you guys could have some sort of mutual friends also, because with the Three of Cups, it could be someone who's going to like a friend or someone in your social circle for some sort of advice about this connection also. Page of Wands. So I see this person conversing with you, feeling very excited to have some sort of a new start here, but really behind that, there's an energy of wanting clarity, wanting to know where you stand if you feel the same way. This person's really wondering if the feelings are mutual between the both of you. And Page of Wands, and we have the Page of Cups now, the Six of Wands. Like, this could be a fairly new energy. It's like, I want something more. I didn't expect to fall for Leo as quickly as I have, but I'm starting to realize that I want more than what we have. Whether it's more of a friendship dynamic or a best friend dynamic in the current moment, whether it's you guys spend a lot of time together, but there isn't necessarily a title on the connection. I see their emotions quickly developing, and them wanting to, you know, open up about that to you. The Three of Cups is being clarified by the High Priestess. What's the High Priestess? The Strength, okay. And the Queen of Wands. This person's very attracted to you, I will say that. But with the Strength card, as well as the High Priestess, they may feel like they're having a hard time getting you to open up. It's almost an energy of, I wish Leo would let their guard down. I wish Leo would allow me to, you know, allow me some space to connect with them on a deeper level. And again, it could just be because it's the early stages, like I see here. It seems like a fairly new energy where maybe you don't trust the situation. Maybe you're taking your time with getting to know this person, but they feel very close to you, but they also want to feel closer and get to know you on a deeper level. They're very attracted to you. They feel like you're very confident. You have a bold energy with the Queen of Wands, but they feel like there's a side to you that's very nurturing, very sensitive, that they've only had a little bit of access to. They don't fully have access to that side, which is what they're desiring, is what I'm seeing here. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Virgo. Okay. Virgo. Let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Death card on the bottom of the deck. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio, and we have the Six of Wands. Some sort of victory or success after a very, maybe an ending that was hard for you to accept or detach from. I also see that with the Death card and the Six of Wands, it could also just be some sort of success or victory after, you know, and like an internal transformation or something changing within you, right? Whether it's fully accepting a situation, maybe accepting something about yourself, and you know, that is aiding you in moving forward. Something blossoming or feeling a lot lighter after a period of kind of shedding old skin or detaching from something is what I'm seeing here. Some of you could be thinking of a Scorpio or a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, how is this person feeling about Virgo? Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. It seems to me that someone is wanting more stability with you, but in the current moment, it could feel like there's a lack of progress. Okay, either a lack of progress, maybe things kind of moving in a very slow manner, or with the Five of Pentacles, it's someone who feels like there's something that is not progressing for them in their personal life. This could be specifically pertaining to their finances or stability, which is also creating a block in this connection. Like, I wish I could pursue Virgo, or I wish I could feel closer to Virgo, but there's something that I need to figure out or something that I need to work on that's ultimately in the way of me and Virgo connecting on a deeper level. This is someone who's operating from a very logical perspective. This could be someone who is like a provider, or that is kind of like the way that they show that they care and love for someone. But if the Five of Pentacles is not quite literally feeling like they don't have enough, it could also be someone who feels like they don't know enough, or like almost like a mentality of lack. If it's not something to, you know, quite literally, if it's not something quite literally associated with like their finances or something tangible. The Seven of Wands. There's something here that's causing this person to feel a bit guarded or maybe even insecure. And I don't feel like it's necessarily pertaining to you. It's something about like feeling like they're not enough. And the Seven of Wands is a bit of a defensive energy, maybe not wanting to speak about it, maybe something about it's very embarrassing for them. And I'm not saying that it's embarrassing for you, but this is what's going on in their feelings, right? Like either feeling ashamed to speak about something or feeling like they need to be better or a better version of themselves in order to connect with you. What's the Five of Pentacles? The Seven of Pentacles. I think this person is in a very analytical period this week. They're definitely looking at the connection with you and saying, okay, Seven of Pentacles could be asking yourself if this is something that's going to be worth the investment. And it's also looking at a situation and realizing what is working versus what is not. So there could be something that this person feels like is not realistic in their approach. Or there's something here that they're doing or saying where it's not really, you know, it's not, there's an energy of this connection doesn't feel as stable as it could be. There's something that I could be doing differently, or I should be at a better space. Like that's where I feel this person's emotions are, you know, and I feel like that's what's a little bit concerning for them, feeling like they should be at a different space when it comes to pursuing something stable with you. Almost in a way where it's like, because they don't feel stable on their own, they feel like they're not able to offer you that, at least not in the current moment. The High Priestess, there's a lot that they're keeping to themselves. The High Priestess could also be an energy of some sort of silence between the both of you. Maybe that's why, you know, initially I was getting an energy of someone feeling like things are not progressing the way that they want them to. There's something that feels very stagnant about this connection, even if it's specifically this week. This is someone who is going through a lot, but they're having a hard time expressing that to you. High Priestess is them keeping it to themselves. Seven of Pentacles and High Priestess is, you know, observing this connection, observing you. A heavy, like, fixation on you, but not really expressing that, you know, vocally. Page of Cups. What's the Seven of Pentacles? Knight of Swords. Like, this person, I do see them communicating with you, but there's a part of them, like I said, even if it's specifically in the now, like this week, that they feel they're unable to offer you what they feel like you're deserving of. They feel like what they're offering you is not enough, or they want this to translate into something more, right? But they feel they need to be at a better space. And they also feel like they need to communicate that clearly to you with the Knight of Swords. You know, High Priestess, Seven of Pentacles could be, yes, I'm doing a lot of thinking about Virgo and this connection, but they're not going to know where I stand or what's affecting me unless I tell them. Six of Cups. You could have a past with this person, and there could have been a lack of stability in the past. So it could be someone who's returning, but they know that they can't return the same way that they left, or there has to be something that changed in their life in order for the both of you to be able to work something out this time around. So again, a very realistic approach is what I see. Knight of Wands. What's the Knight of Wands? The Lovers. This could be someone who's very fickle with you in the past, and I do see them coming around. And it's stemming from a space of, I still feel connected to Virgo with the Lovers. But the Lovers also boils down to making a firm decision. So that's why I did say that there could have been a very inconsistent or fickle energy in the past. And this is someone who is being more direct with you this time around. But I will say with the Knight of Wands as well as the Lovers, there's still a bit of uncertainty, whether it's uncertainty in terms of, I don't know if I'm able to offer you, you know, what I think you're deserving of. And it's like, they feel connected to you, but they don't feel like they are enough for you, or they feel like they're not doing enough for you. And I don't say that in a way where, you know, you're entitled or you're asking this person for something, but this is what's going on in their feelings. So it could just be their insecurities or them problem, right? But it's like, I do want to reconnect with you, but am I going to be enough? Am I going to be able to offer you enough, you know, in order for the both of us to work together here? There may also be a very important decision that this person has to make. The Knight of Wands and the Lovers could also be, and the Six of Cups, someone returning, but specifically someone that you've given an ultimatum to in the past that is now coming back around. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Libra. Okay, Libra. So let's see the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. I see someone who is wanting to, invest in this connection, right? But with the Two of Swords, it could be that there's a lack of clarity, or they're having a hard time seeing, some sort of like, whether it's having a hard time seeing the bigger picture, whether it's wondering what the end goal is going to be here. And as much as they're investing in you, or there could be some sort of progress in this connection, it may not be moving as quickly as they want it to. Something about the pace of this bond. Let's see. How is this person feeling about Libra? Okay, King of Cups. You could be dealing with the water sign, and we have the Hermit, Virgo energy. I feel like there's something this person wants to express to you emotionally. I actually feel like it's someone who feels very, very strongly towards you, with the King of Cups being the first card in their feelings. But with the Hermit, like, this could be someone who spends a lot of time on their own, or there's something that they're contemplating on their own by themselves prior to coming forward and telling you how they feel. It's like trying to make sense of something, or gain some sort of clarity, but on their own with the Hermit card. There's something about the way that you're communicating with them, or the way that you're carrying yourself, or the way that you are, at least responding to this person this week, or the way that you carry yourself, that is illuminating a lot about where this connection could potentially go. But as much as they're focused on the potential, they also have a lot of questions. Ten of Wands. You could have a history with this person, or there's something that they have gone through recently that felt very draining or emotionally overwhelming for them. But the Ten of Wands could also be an energy of, this is what I need to do in order to attain what I want, but it seems like it doesn't feel like a walk in the park, right? The Ten of Wands could be analyzing what needs to be done, but it feels very exhausting. It kind of feels like it's going to take a very long time. And we did see the Knight of Pentacles as well, and that could be the reason why this person feels something is not taking off between the both of you as quickly as they want it to. Or there's a lot that needs to happen prior to the both of you working on a connection here. Nine of Wands. This could be someone who is very guarded towards you in the past. And with the King of Cups, I am getting someone who feels very strongly towards you, but Nine of Wands could be a bit of a guarded energy, or someone who's kind of feeling a bit wounded. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you and this person have a troubled past, but it could be that they have gone through, their fair share of betrayal or hurt, where it's like, I really like Libra, but I'm struggling to open up to them because I'm afraid of being hurt, or I'm fearing some sort of rejection here. Because I see someone who feels very deeply towards you, but it's also someone who's very deeply wounded, or working through some sort of issues that don't allow them to give themselves to a situation completely. Like, this is someone who has a hard time just, opening up or fully investing in a situation without knowing every single detail. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting here. The Hermit is being clarified by the High Priestess. This person is someone who keeps a lot to themselves. Maybe even to the point where you're going to be shocked when they confess their feelings towards you. Because what it seems to me in their emotions is they spend a lot of time thinking about you and this connection. But the times that they do think of you and this connection, it's when they're on their own. They're not communicating it to you. They're not communicating it to others. A lot of suppressed emotion here is what I'm strongly getting with the Hermit, as well as the High Priestess. Some of you could be dealing with the Pisces. This person could also be, trying to figure out why they feel so drawn to you. Like they could feel a very deep connection to you, but they're not understanding why. Especially if this is someone who feels like they've developed feelings for you very quickly. Ten of Pentacles. What they want is stability. What they want is, a higher level of commitment here. Ten of Wands being clarified by the Ten of Pentacles could also be letting me know that in the past, this person may have felt that a commitment was going to take a lot of work, or that is something that just wasn't going to work out. But now they're reevaluating that, right? And so, like, for example, if in the past the both of you were trying to get a connection off the ground, there was something in the way, or there was something that, made it feel so complicated and draining, where this time around they don't want it to feel that way. They don't want to revisit the past in that sense. The Two of Cups. This is someone who is, acknowledging that they are in love with you. They're in love with you, but they're having a hard time allowing themselves to open up completely because of the lack of clarity, because they could be assuming, that something is not going to work out the way that they wanted to. And I'm not saying they're not opening up to you at all, but it's going to be in baby steps. It's someone who's struggling to kind of lay everything out on the table just in case they feel something is going to backfire on them or not work out for them. I'm not saying that it is, but this is what's going on in their feelings. Yes, this could be someone who keeps to themselves quite a bit, maybe even like 90% of the time, but something about you is causing this person to want to open up emotionally. The Empress. Wow. There's a lot of physical attraction here. They know that this connection could turn into something more than what it currently is. They're very focused on the potential. This could be someone who is even thinking about some sort of a family dynamic with you, whether it's, having a family together, or maybe it's moving in together, but a lot of growth on their mind. They feel like you tick all the boxes here. The Empress is usually when someone views you as the entire package. So it's not just about physical attraction. It's also just the conversations that you guys have, connecting with you on an intellectual level as well. The Sun. Wow. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo. I see a positive outcome, but I will say it is someone who is struggling to open up, but they're still trying their best to open up. It's not like they're, saying, I'm struggling to open up, so I'm not trying anymore. No, it's not someone who gives up easily at all. It's very determined. It's a very determined energy, especially with the Nine of Wands. That's like that wounded warrior energy, right? This is someone who's wounded, who may take some time to open up to you, but they're very sure of you, or they're fixated on, this current dynamic turning into something more stable, more specifically a higher level of commitment here. This could also be something that felt very difficult for this person to execute in the past, but they're overcoming that fear or that worry. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. So let's see the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, we have the Sun card on the bottom of the deck. Some of you could be dealing with the Leo, and we also have the High Priestess. Some of you could be dealing with the Pisces. I'm pretty sure you guys came up in Leo's reading, if I remember correctly. So maybe you have Leo placements in your chart, or you're quite literally dealing with one. So be sure to check out their read too, if that applies to you. But with the Sun card as well as the High Priestess, something is coming to light in this connection, guys. Something that may have been hidden for some time, or it was beneath the surface, whether it be emotions from one energy here, whether it be just some sort of truth that was covered in this connection. I see some sort of truth coming to light. Okay. How is this person feeling towards Scorpio? Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. First and foremost, there's a lot of passion and physical attraction here. I think that this is someone who's highly attracted to you, okay? There could even be some sort of a physical change that you've made this week that they're very fond of, but it's someone who's highly attracted to you. Now, with the Knight of Swords, I'm strongly sensing that this person feels an urgency to communicate with you or express something to you. Like whether it's they feel like they're running out of time, or whether it's they feel like they have had enough time to think about it, but they're ready to confess. It's a very, I feel ready, almost like an urgent energy when it comes to communicating with you. It may be something that you don't expect, because the Knight of Swords could be a very unexpected energy also. But it's like, you know, I want to express how I feel, or I want to talk to Scorpio. A lot of admiration, a lot of attraction here. This person really admires the way that you carry yourself. Eight of Swords. Yeah, like this could be someone who felt very stuck in this situation, or they felt very stuck mentally when it came to you. Like where it's like, I'm thinking about Scorpio. I know the emotions are there, but I'm not doing something or doing anything about it, where they feel ready to approach the situation or actually communicate with you this week. So even if it's someone who is like watching from afar, but just analyzing you, they feel very ready is what I'm sensing here. Eight of Swords could be a little bit of uncertainty. It could be someone who, whether it's they're in their own way, or there's some sort of mental restrictions that they feel, where it's like, okay, I can open up to Scorpio, but I can't express this, or I have to, you know, refrain from saying this. Like there's some sort of mental restrictions that they're feeling this week. The Queen of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, someone who wants to invest in you. This could also just be like a very kind gesture too, whether it's like gifting you something, taking you out, you know, complimenting you. But this seems to me like it's something tangible, right? So whether it's like, you know, they're taking you out and you guys are experiencing something together, or they're quite literally gifting you something, definitely in a very generous energy here. Six of Pentacles is also about like investing, right? So this person wants to invest their time and energy into this connection here. There's something that they're doing that is proving to you that, okay, this person is wanting more, or they're wanting to grow. We have the Ace of Wands, very excited when it comes to communicating with you. There's even a lot of excitement when it comes to having a new beginning here. And there's like a lot of passion, guys. You guys could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or it's like a very fiery energy between the both of you. Like this is someone who definitely feels drawn to you, feels a magnetic pull when it comes to you. Seven of Wands. With the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Wands, I'm strongly just getting someone who is, I don't want to say they're defensive, but there's a little bit of a guarded energy. You know, I am expressing how I feel, but I'm not going to put my entire heart on the line. There is a little bit of fear here. There is a little bit of a hesitant energy, but that is not stopping this person from coming forward. Okay. And Seven of Wands is also an energy of maybe acknowledging the differences between the both of you. There may be certain things that this person knows that you guys disagree on, but they don't really view it as a block. They're like, we can work through that. Seven of Pentacles. What's the Ace of Wands? The Nine of Pentacles. So this person's viewing you as single, stable. They really admire how you, you know, carry yourself. They could even admire what you do for work for some of you with that Pentacle energy. But with the Seven of Pentacles as well as the Nine of Pentacles, it's also an energy of, I've had enough time to think about this. I'm ready to pursue something more. This is someone who's very excited to connect with you on a deeper level. With the Seven of Pentacles, conversations with you make this person realize a lot about themselves, or it makes them think deeper about the things that they have invested their time and energy in. You know, conversations between the both of you could be very, very mentally stimulating for this person. Ace of Cups. So Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. This could be new love, guys, where you're newly connecting with someone, or even if you felt like this is someone where you were aware they were taking a liking towards you, this is the week where they're reaching out and there's some sort of movement here. Very excited to connect with you, ready to have or grow or develop something with you, right? Ready to build with you is what I'm sensing. And this is someone who feels very secure and safe on their own, a very positive and confident energy coming through. But there is a part of them that's like, okay, is this going to work out the way that I want it to? And I feel like because it's a fairly new energy, it could just be like the jitters, or just, praying and hoping that this connection is going to turn into what they want it to, especially because with the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, they are investing their time and energy into you and into this connection here. This is someone who's showing you that they care for you through their actions. It's not just thinking about it anymore, even though I feel like at one point this person was thinking about you more than actually approaching you or connecting with you. I do see that changing. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. So we have the Five of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the World card. A conflicting energy coming to an end, or maybe even just a conflicting cycle, right? Whether it's, a cycle that constantly kept you wondering, whether it's a cycle of constant arguments and bickering, there's definitely a shift or a change when it comes to that. Okay. Five of Swords in the World card could also be some sort of like misunderstanding, more specifically like a disagreement or a conflict that is causing distance between you and another individual. The World card could also be symbolic for some sort of physical distance, right, between you and this person. So yeah, definitely could be a long distance union for some of you. Okay. Let's see. How is this person feeling about Sagittarius? Eight of Swords and the Strength card. Why am I getting here, guys, that it's almost taking everything in this person to refrain from speaking to you or connecting with you? Because Eight of Swords being the first card in their feelings, they are very worried or stressed out about the current dynamic. There's something here that's causing them to feel very stuck. But with the Strength card, they're, it's a very held back energy, or they're very withdrawn and they're wanting to keep it that way, but they're still heavily fixated on you or thinking about you. Something is like a conflict is impacting this person much more than they're showing you, is what I'm seeing here. I also feel with the Eight of Swords and the Strength card, like this person could be feeling very stuck mentally, but that's why they're withdrawn, where it's like, okay, if I don't find a solution, or if I don't find a way to move from one space to another mentally, then I won't be able to connect with, Sagittarius. Like whether it's negative thoughts, whether it's, a repetitive thinking pattern that's not serving them, they're having a hard time removing or detaching from one way of thinking and moving to another space mentally, is what I'm picking up on. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo or a Taurus, okay? There could be something that, this person feels like you guys are not seeing eye to eye on, specifically when it comes to a higher level of commitment. So even if the both of you, that is the same goal, or that is what you guys are working towards, there's something here where this person's like, okay, well, there's a key component missing, or there's something here that we're disagreeing on, but it's specifically pertaining to a higher level of commitment. Maybe what you're wanting from a commitment is different from what this person wants. Maybe you guys were in a commitment in the past, but there's something here that caused, emotional distance. But it's like there's something here you guys are not agreeing on, and something that feels very, very conflicting when it comes to creating some sort of stability together. Or so that's how this person feels. They also feel like this is a connection where there has been a lot of lessons between the both of you. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely observing this connection. They're definitely thinking about you, but it's a very stuck energy. And this stems from their thoughts, right? This stems from something they're unable to detach from, or something that they're telling themselves, even if it's not true, because the Eight of Swords could also be a case of like self-sabotage when you are in your own way because you're letting your thoughts maybe control you in not the best way. And they feel like there's history here, or the both of you have already invested some sort of time and effort. But they're also acknowledging, the things that are not working, or even if it's something in particular that you guys don't agree on, but because of that very thing, it's hard for you guys to attain stability together. The Chariot, some of you could be dealing with the Cancer. What's the Hierophant? The Five of Pentacles. So this definitely could be someone that you were in a higher level of commitment with in the past, but there's like a very empty feeling or a void that they feel this week. The Chariot is wanting progress. It's wanting forward movement, but we have it clarifying the Strength card. So there's something here they're having a hard time accepting, or it could even be a state of denial, which is creating a block for them mentally, right? So like whether it's needing to accept an ending, accept the truth of a situation in order to have a new start, whether it's needing to take accountability for something on their end, right? This could be various things, but I do see a mental block because of a lack of acceptance, because someone is unable to, or is in a state of denial, picking and choosing what they want to see, but it's not serving them in terms of finding a long-term solution. An Eight of Swords could be a bit of a difficult energy, because even if you know that it's your own thoughts getting in the way of some sort of progress that you could be seeing, it's difficult to come out of that space because you're used to thinking that way, or it's something that almost feels like it's been programmed within you or your mind. Six of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, wanting to, invest, wanting to give to this situation. But I will say strongly, guys, like with the Chariot, the Ten of Pentacles, the Strength card, as well as the Hierophant there's definitely a strong energy of something that you guys are disagreeing on, that is creating a block in the both of you coming together. Not just coming together. I'm sure that you guys can have a conversation, but when it comes to building something stable for a connection to feel more tangible between the both of you, there may be some sort of a conversation this person feels you guys need to have. Okay, the Hierophant could also touch on like religious factors, cultural factors, maybe an age gap here. Something that means a lot to the both of you, but it's also, like creating some sort of a wedge when it comes to, progressing or growing together. Two of Swords. What's the Two of Swords? The Sun card. Even though this person, it seems to me, they're stuck in their thoughts, I do feel like they're going to be receiving some sort of clarity. When it comes to what they should do next, or this could even be a solution. Leo energy, Page of Wands. Yeah, I do see this person reaching out to you, but it's going to be followed by a period of them really thinking about this situation and maybe even feeling stuck. It's not a solution they're going to come to overnight. Why? Because the way that they have been thinking about this connection for a while, it has been the same way. That's what's causing them to feel stuck. So until they receive some sort of clarity or actively choose to think about things in a different way and find a new approach, there's going to be a lack of progress until that point, is what I see. And there's definitely something like a very big factor of, or something that's a big deal to the both of you that is creating a block here when it comes to a higher level of commitment. That's coming through very persistently. So whether it's something they want to converse about or something that they're asking themselves, are we going to be able to agree to disagree and move past this very thing? Or is this disagreement going to be a deal breaker? Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. So let's see here. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, we have the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Eight of Swords. You may be receiving some sort of an offer from, the person on your mind this week, but with the Eight of Swords, it could be that you're taking your time with making a decision, or an offer seems very, An offer seems like it's something that you have been desiring, but you're not sure that you're seeing everything. There's something here where you're like, I need to know more, or there's a little bit of a doubtful energy when it comes to accepting this offer. Maybe it's an incoming offer, but you don't wholeheartedly trust the offer, right? Let's see. How is this person feeling about Capricorn? The King of Cups wanted, yeah, so this could also be like a heart-to-heart conversation, someone opening up to you, potentially a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay. The Empress, the Six of Pentacles. So I strongly feel like this is someone who is who admires you, who sees a lot of potential in this connection, and they're very invested with the Six of Pentacles. Like there's something here that they're not only communicating to you, but you're going to see through their actions that they're wanting something to grow or wanting to invest in this connection here. This is someone who's viewing you as the entire package with the Empress. You tick off all the boxes, or you're their version of an ideal partner. But why am I sensing that you don't trust this offer, or there's something that you're questioning? Six of Pentacles is someone who is investing in a connection with you, but it could also just be a very busy individual where they have like something else on their plate, or they have a lot on their plate, but they're still making the time for you, or to, develop a connection with you. Nine of Swords. They're very up in their mind about this situation. I feel like this is someone who could even be fearing rejection. Kind of like, this is what I want, or this is how I'm going to approach Capricorn. But there's a lot of worry or a little bit of anxiety associated with how they're approaching you. I don't think they're showing you this on the outside, but on the inside, it is a fear of, are we on the same page? Once I express my emotions, is it going to take off the way that I want it to? So there is a little bit of, not a little bit of worry, there's a lot of worry here. I definitely feel like this is someone who's overthinking the situation quite a bit this week. You could be dealing with a Libra or a Taurus. Two of Cups, wow. Capricorn, I'm strongly getting that this is someone who feels very connected to you, but they feel like they're putting a lot on the line, or there's something here that feels very risky about opening up to you. Whether it's, just because they're uncertain of how you feel towards them, or this is someone who feels like if they open up to you and things don't work out, they're going to be deeply hurt about it. Something feels a bit risky about the situation. That's what I'm picking up on intuitively. Because Two of Cups is someone, who's in love with you. But in this deck, the image, it's giving me the energy of something that feels a bit hidden, unknown, a little discreet. Like I'm stepping into the unknown. This is unfamiliar territory. But I do feel deeply towards Capricorn, and I'm going to express that to them, but also anything can happen. And that part of anything can happen could be what is stressing this person out with the Nine of Swords. Like this is someone who's definitely wondering how you're going to receive what they want to communicate to you. How you're going to receive it, how you're going to respond, what your reaction is going to be, all the above there. Two of Wands. This person sees a very bright future with you. This is someone who does, I should say, have a long-term plan in mind. So even if they're connecting with you on like a surface level this week, they are wanting this to turn into something more. It's not someone who just wants to casually connect, or it's not a temporary energy. Two of Wands is some sort of a plan that they have for the future here. An energy of wanting to share their journey with you. Nine of Cups, you make this person really happy to the point where they're like, if this doesn't work out, I am going to be very upset, or I'm going to be very sad. I don't mean it in a way where they're going to be upset with you, but I think this is just someone who's fearing some sort of hurt, and it stems from a place of how deeply they feel towards you. It's almost like if this connection doesn't work out, I'll be very disappointed, because Capricorn is someone who makes me very happy. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. The Empress is the first card that came out in their feelings. They're looking at you as, this is all I've ever wanted. They're looking at the connection with you as, this is what I've manifested, or this is what I've desired for a very long time. So I'm just hoping and praying that it actually works out. The Wheel of Fortune, this is a positive turn of events. So, Nine of Swords could also be read as like overthinking, right? So I'm not saying that everything they're thinking is true, but it is causing them a lot of stress. But the Wheel of Fortune is something working out much better than you anticipated it to. There could be something unusual about this connection, or something that may require you to kind of adapt to a new way of thinking or being. But I don't really see it as something severe or something that's going to, I don't really see it as a block. Queen of Pentacles, wow. Queen of Pentacles and the Empress in the same spread. Someone who's ready to invest in you. Someone who literally sees you as the entire package here with the Nine of Cups. The Seven of Wands, okay. And the Six of Cups. Someone who feels connected to you. They're definitely going to be approaching you. But I will say there's a bit of a hesitant energy of, I hope this works out. I hope that this doesn't end in disappointment. Seven of Wands and Six of Cups could be someone who's a bit guarded, or they fear some sort of rejection because of their past or their past connections. Seven of Wands could also be a little bit of a, I don't want to say a defensive energy, but guarded in terms of they're opening up to you, but there's a part of them that they're still there's a part of them that's still a bit held back. But once they receive some sort of a sign, Two of Wands could even be a sign, waiting for a sign from you that, you guys are on the same page. You're going to see that things are progressing or beginning to progress very quickly here. Really what I see here is someone who feels like you make them very happy. They could see how this connection could progress and be something very stable, but also bring them a lot of happiness in their future. But they also see how if this doesn't work, they could be deeply hurt by it. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the World card. You could be dealing with an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Could also let me know that the person you're thinking about is at some sort of a physical distance from you, okay? Could be picking up on a long distance union. Someone here could also travel for work with the Queen of Pentacles and the World card. So again, there could be some sort of physical distance here. Let's see. How is this person feeling about Aquarius? The Six of Swords. Yeah, there's some sort of physical distance here. The Five of Swords. Could be distance that was followed by a disagreement or an argument. Because the Five of Swords is usually something that feels very conflicting. And so, with the Six of Swords and the Five of Swords being the first two cards in their feelings, there's something here that they're revisiting. And it could be a disagreement where they're like, okay, Aquarius and I have had a disagreement, but they're constantly revisiting it or replaying something in their mind. And they're still feeling conflicted in the current moment with that card being upright. Six of Swords is, feeling some sort of distance between the both of you, but still, paying attention to you or still thinking about you. But when they think about you, there's something here that is causing them to feel a bit back and forth or conflicted about the situation, something that's causing them to feel uneasy. It could even be something that's like an unresolved issue, where it's like, I'm still thinking about it because we haven't found a solution. Or the way that things ended, they could feel like things are kind of just up in the air, like a lack of closure or a lack of clarity. The Three of Pentacles. This is someone who wants to speak to you or work something out. Three of Pentacles is usually like a discussion, a negotiation, in hopes that you guys could come to some sort of a mutual agreement. So it could even be, okay, let's just agree to disagree so we can move past this. So I can, feel at ease when I think of you, or not feel so all over the place, or have some sort of questions answered here. They do feel like you guys can work something out, but either there, an argument could have been very recent, or the emotions feel very intense here, where they may feel like they're frustrated about something, but there's also something that you're angry about, some sort of anger that you're still holding on to. So they may be wondering, is it the right time to have a discussion? Is it the right time to have a conversation? Or is this conversation going to escalate into, another argument, or are we going to end up at square one? Definitely could be something that's crossing their mind this week. Queen of Swords. So they feel a very detached energy when it comes to you. You know what I'm seeing here, Aquarius? It's like this person wants to speak to you or work something out, but they're not sure if you care. They're not sure if you care to work something out. They're not sure if you care to find a solution, right? Because the Queen of Swords, it's a very clear-cut energy. So either you've made something very clear in terms of like you communicating it to them, or your actions are making something clear. Like, for example, if in the past when you guys disagree on things, maybe, you give into the situation, or you communicate with them and say, you know what, let's work this out. But this time around, for example, if you did not, communicate with them, they're like, okay, so Aquarius is definitely, they mean what they said. I don't think that they care to work something out this time around. Your reaction or your response to a conflict with this person is very different this time around in comparison to how you have handled things in the past, is what I'm seeing is visible to them in their feelings. And the Queen of Swords, like, this person could feel like, even if I do want to speak to Aquarius, are they going to respond? This person may view you as very caring and nurturing, but they're also aware that when you stop caring, it's like you're, that's it. That, like, it's like you're not going to backtrack. You're not going to go back on what you said. Like, you may be someone who takes a while to give up on a situation, right? Or truly move on from a situation. But when you make that decision, you could be very firm in your stance, because there's something here that feels very real, more real than it has in the past. Something that feels finalized to this person with that Queen of Swords energy. So the Five of Swords is being clarified by the Eight of Swords. Yep, they feel stuck mentally because of a disagreement that you guys are having. It's almost like, I don't feel I can find clarity or even a sense of closure until I speak to Aquarius about this. But does Aquarius really care to speak about this? Do they really care to find a solution? It's like this person knows how you respond or how you interact with them when you're genuinely concerned about something or want to find a solution. But the fact that there's a lack of communication, or they're viewing you as, you have your back turned towards the situation here, it is causing a bit of worry. Not a bit of worry. Eight of Swords is usually when you're like pretty stressed out, or, going back and forth mentally and revisiting something and thinking about something constantly. Two of Wands, what does the future hold? Three of Pentacles and the Two of Wands, guys, I'm strongly getting, especially with the Eight of Swords, this person's like, if we don't speak now, does this mean that in the future, or there is no future in this connection? It's like there's a sense of urgency here. Like, if I don't work something out now, I don't think we're going to be able to work something out in the future. And there's a question of, what does the future really hold if we don't speak to each other? Nine of Cups. This person feels like you're putting yourself first. And I say this with transparency, guys. I'm not saying this to pass judgment, but there may have been a time where you were putting this person's like desires and their needs above your own. Because it's coming through very strongly that this person feels like you're choosing yourself, or you're putting your own happiness first, right? It's like you're not putting yourself on the back burner. You're looking out for yourself. You're doing what makes you happy. Like a selfish energy, but in a good way. But to this person, it may be different. It may be new. It may be unusual. I don't know how to talk to Aquarius when they no longer care, because they've always cared. Or I don't know how to interact with Aquarius when they're detached, because, I've never had to do that before. It's a very unusual feeling is what I'm sensing here. King of Pentacles. What's the Two of Wands? The Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups, Page of Cups. I mean, they do want a new start. They do want to reconnect with you, but they're just not sure that you want to hear from them. So even if it's specifically this week, guys, like they're strongly doubting that you want to find a solution here. They're viewing you as detaching or focusing on yourself. Ten of Cups and the Page of Cups is like, I want a new start here. I am thinking about a connection. But Page of Cups could be someone who's younger than you, or there's definitely a difference in maturity levels. This person could feel like when they had the chance to have something stable with you, they were dealing with it in a very careless manner, dealing with the connection, maybe, you know, in a very inconsiderate way. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Moving on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ace of Cups. I see some sort of an important conversation, Pisces, or someone who is like speaking to you or discussing something where it's very solution oriented, like they want to get to the bottom of something here, right? Because Ace of Cups is like, it could be wanting a new beginning, but with the Queen of Swords, there's some sort of frustration or something that caused an emotional gap here that they're wanting to clear up. And Queen of Swords, it's a very clear-cut energy. It's usually very solution-oriented as well. So if there has been like an ongoing issue between the both of you, this is a week where this person really wants to get to the bottom of the issues that you guys are facing. Could be an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, right? Definitely could be another Scorpio or another Pisces like yourself. Let's see. How is this person feeling towards Pisces? Someone could become very tongue-tied when they communicate with you, because this is the third time that I'm re-recording the reading because of the way that the messages are coming through. Either someone's very tongue-tied, or they're feeling very, like they feel like they're being bombarded with a lot of thoughts and feelings when it comes to you this week. Okay. Could also be someone who's very anxious when it comes to communicating with you. The Magician. Okay. The Lovers, Gemini energy. This is someone who feels very connected to you, but it seems to me that they have something that they're manifesting in particular. So like whether it's manifesting a specific outcome, whether it's feeling connected to you, but wanting to, you know, wanting things to grow or be at a different space with you. They're definitely wanting more than what currently is between the both of you is what I'm seeing here strongly. The Lovers could also be someone who feels like a magnetic pull towards you, but they can't really put their finger on why. There may be something that feels a bit unconventional about this connection, or something that they're not familiar with. You could be very different or possess very unique qualities, but it's an energy of, why am I so drawn to Pisces? Or something feels very different about this connection, but I'm also very intrigued. The Four of Swords. There could have been some sort of stagnancy between the both of you, but the Four of Swords to me is also an energy of someone feeling very restless when it comes to you, when it comes to this connection. So you're weighing very heavily on their mind, but maybe they're feeling restless because they want something to occur between the both of you, or there's something in specific, or something in particular that they're manifesting here in this connection. This could be someone who wasn't feeling as confident in the past, or there was like a mentality of lack. But I do see that this week they're feeling a lot more courageous, or feeling more ready to pursue something with you. The Six of Pentacles. This is someone who wants to invest in a connection with you. You're going to see this through their actions. The Six of Pentacles is more of an action-oriented energy. That card could also be read as like a generous act. So this week it could be that they're gifting you something, or taking you out on a date, wanting to, you know, spend more quality time with you. But it's showing you that they care, or showing you that they want to feel closer to you through their actions. So like I said, even if this is something that was stagnant, or someone who is a bit withdrawn from you for some time, I do see that, you know, that's going to, you know, pick up the pace here. Two of Cups. Wow. Two of Cups and the Lovers, guys, to me as a reader, it always comes off very, very intense. And the reason being is, yes, intense in a way where this is someone who feels deeply connected to you, Pisces. They feel like you understand them on many different levels, right? But intense also because with the Lovers, there could be some sort of a decision that is in the way, a decision that is not being made. And the reason this decision is usually not being made is because there's a level of needing to like let go of something or change something. I don't want to say necessarily like there's a sacrifice, but like there's definitely a very large change that this person needs to make, right, in order for this connection to get off the ground here. And this is someone who feels very connected to you, very drawn to you, even if there has been distance, like you have always weighed very heavily on their mind. Two of Cups and the Lovers is also an energy of this is destined to be. Something is happening exactly the way that it was supposed to. This person feels like you guys have crossed paths for a reason. And the Two of Cups is, yes, this person has deep emotions towards you, but Two of Cups is also two very different energies coming together. Ace of Swords. I think this person is bringing you clarity or opening up about their emotions towards you. Possibly even clarity after a period of stagnation with the Four of Swords. You know, I'm tired of being silent, or I'm tired of thinking about Pisces but not doing anything about it or communicating it to them. So I do see them opening up about their emotions. And when I look at the Ace of Swords, I'm getting that saying like, you know, like the tip of the iceberg. Like there may be something, like there may be an energy of you knowing how this person feels towards you, but only to an extent. There's so much more that they have yet to express to you. There are a lot of emotions here that are suppressed that they want to bring to the surface. Four of Cups. What's the Two of Cups? The Page of Pentacles. This person could be questioning your interest. Their Four of Cups could also come off as like, or could be read as like a fear of rejection, where what they're thinking in their mind, what they're having a vision of or visions of with the Magician card as well as the Four of Cups, they're wanting to believe that it's going to come into fruition for them, but there could be a little bit of an anxious energy or a little bit of a worry of what if the way that I want things to happen is not the way that they, you know, occur. So there is like that what if factor, the Star card. Wow, some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius. Yeah, this could be a connection where there's a lot of ups and downs, or there's a lot of extremes, or so that's how this person feels. But that is also an energy, or that is where the thoughts of, you know, we are meant to be, or something along the lines of I met you for a reason. Those thoughts stem from that space as well. Like, yes, they are acknowledging how intense this connection may feel, or the fact that there are extremes or ups and downs and, you know, highs and lows, that sort of thing. But they also feel like connecting with you, or they're connecting with you for a reason. There's something that feels right when it comes to connecting with you. Nothing feels forced in this connection with the Two of Cups, Lovers, and the Star card. And I do see this person opening up emotionally, but also maybe healing parts of this relationship that caused some sort of pain or didn't work out the way that they wanted it to in the past. What's the Four of Cups? The Three of Swords and the Queen of Wands. There is a fear of being hurt. This is someone who views you as, you know, someone with options, someone who is very attractive, very confident, very bold energy here. But the Four of Cups is basically, you know, an energy of, with the Magician, I see it as, okay, what I want to happen, is it going to happen? You know, the reality of the situation in their mind, or what they're desiring in their mind, they're really hoping that that's how things are going to work out between the both of you. But the Four of Cups being clarified by the Queen of Wands and the Three of Swords is also an energy of someone who knows that there's a potential that they could be hurt, or they could be rejected here. Could also be letting me know that this person, even though they're coming back around, they may feel like this time around the ball is in your court. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.